be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning.
Yes, sir, Bob. There's nothing finer than to be in Carolina. Our beautiful Carolina, not only in the morning, but all day long and forever. But the question is, how long are we going to continue to have that beautiful Carolina that the Supreme Commander has given to us? Well, I'll tell you, we got a problem. I'm Ranger Sam. Now, I'm a real live nephew of Uncle Sam. I wasn't born on the 4th of July. No, it doesn't matter when I was born. But the fact of the matter is, what does matter is that I report directly, did you hear that? Directly to the Supreme Commander of the universe. And the Supreme Commander called me into his office the other day, and he said, Ranger Sam, by the way, I got my name Ranger because I usually spend my time ranging all over the country looking for varmints. But in this case, the Supreme Commander says, Ranger Sam, I don't want you to spend any more time anywhere else but in Carolina because we got a big problem coming up there. Now, he said the upcoming election is a big concern to him. The Supreme Commander's big concern is that the folks that are favoring Roy Cooper right now, they better pull their head out of the sand and look at the facts. There's no denying that America was founded on Judeo-Christian principles, and so was the state of North Carolina. It states right in the state preamble to the state constitution, and this is what it says. I'm going to go away from the camera just for a second and read it specifically. And it says, we, the people of the state of North Carolina, are grateful to Almighty God, the sovereign ruler of nations, for the preservation of the American Union. Now the question is, how long are we going to remain that way if we have a Muslim-loving individual leading us? Well, stay tuned. You're going to get some more facts. Michael Whatley is a Christian man, and he's going to be a U.S. Senator the way the Supreme Commander would like him to be. Now, let's take a look at his record. Did you know, probably not, that Michael got his bachelor's degree from UNC? Then he went on to Wake Forest University, as we all know is a well-known Christian college. And there he got his master's in theology. And then he didn't stop. He just went on from there to Notre Dame University, where he got his Juris Doctorate degree. Now, you have to admit that's pretty dadgum good that very few, very impressive, that very few people know about. But that's the truth about Michael Whatley, and that's why he leads, quite obviously, Christian principles are well founded in his mind and heart. And that's the way he's going to lead when he wins the U.S. senatorship. In short, Michael Whatley is well grounded in Christian principles, and that's the way he led as chairman of the North Carolina State Republican Party, and then when he went on to be chairman of the National Republican Committee, he ran it the same way. Now, there should be no doubt in anybody's mind that when he's elected U.S. Senator, he's going to be a senator in exactly the same way. So help him God. Now, with Roy Cooper, it's a different situation. He led the state in ways that the Supreme Commander was not very pleased at all. And in fact, the Raleigh News and Observer, which we know is very liberal, but once in a while, I guess the pangs of conscience get to them, but every once in a while they reveal a little teeny weeny bit, just a little bit, and they come to the middle, and they know that if this is going to be an honest election, then a lot of the facts about Roy Cooper need to be revealed, need to come out. People don't need to know facts that Roy Cooper would not like other folks to know. In fact, that liberal newspaper asked the question, what did he actually accomplish in the 8 years that he was governor? How did his style of governance, that's a fancy word, but it's called governance, prepare him to be a U.S. Senator? Not very many. And that's what he doesn't want folks to know. Now, an important issue that all folks have to deal with is crime. Now, the people ask, how could he, in good conscience, actually release 3,500 inmates on early release? He denies that he wasn't responsible for it, but he can't deny the hardships and the heartbreak that many of those that were released early actually committed. In fact, 560 of those committed other crimes and were back in jail again. Thanks again. Why did he release them early? Now, there's one individual in particular. He not only was rearrested for assault and battery, but he went on to commit other more serious crimes, assault charges, and then he went on to commit first-degree murder, killing a young father in Charlotte. Now, voters, you need to decide if you want to follow a man that lets that kind of stuff happen. He says he denies that he was responsible, but it happened under his watch, didn't it, as governor? Do you want to follow a guy like that when he's a senator? Or do you want to follow a man who's a dedicated Christian and who will actually become a U.S. Senator and follow the teachings of the Supreme Commander of the universe, just like I do? Now, there are many more reasons why you wouldn't want to vote for Roy Cooper. In fact, keep in mind, I said that a lot of this information is revealed by a liberal newspaper, Raleigh News and Observer. But above all else, there's one issue that's most important of all, and that is Roy Cooper's love for Muslims. And we're going to explore that in just a second. Now, they're the people that worship a God that commands that all other gods, like our God, be killed and destroyed, and all other forms of government be destroyed. That is, our Constitution, our beloved Constitution, should be destroyed if you are going to be a good, dedicated Muslim. Now, this is a proclamation issued by current Governor Stein on February 26, 2026, and now compare it with the proclamation that Roy Cooper issued when he was governor. He issued that on March 11, 2024. Except for a few words that have been jiggled around a little bit, they're identical. You can see that. So, no doubt that they both love Muslims real well. Now, I'm not going to comment about every issue, every item that's in this proclamation, except for the couple that stand out really in my craw, and I'm sure it should stick in your craw too. And I'm going to read directly from the proclamation. And here's what it says. Whereas Islam traditions and values often serve as an inspiration and reflection for the millions of individuals who look to the teachings of Islam for guidance. Now that's a whole lot of you know what, because I don't think Americans look to Islam for guidance for anything at all. Do you? If you do, you got a heavy-duty problem. Let's get one thing straight. Islam and Sharia law that they follow is not a religion. They just get away with hiding under the protection of the First Amendment. It is a political system that controls every aspect of their life for complete compliance and submission. And if they don't, there are severe penalties, which I won't discuss in this particular video. But I can assure you, they don't pass the smell test of religion. I think the good folks of North Carolina would prefer to have a senator that's God-loving and follows the teachings of our God, as opposed to an individual who has an outright love for people that want to destroy our God. One final thought. Some folks say that Roy Cooper's face is more recognizable than Michael Whatley's. Well, let me tell you something, folks. It's not a face that governs. It's the character of the man that governs. And there should be no doubt in your mind who that man should be. And that is, you need to vote. And make sure that North Carolina continues to receive the blessings of the Supreme Commander. And I know he would like you to vote for Michael Whatley.